Let's get ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen, on the 2-mile banked oval of the Fontana, California racetrack known as Auto Club Speedway. Still waiting. Still waiting.
So we're still on pit road, so
yeah, we're still
I'm wondering if we haven't gone yet.
There we go.
There we go.
Whoa, whoa. Why is Joseph up front? Okay. All right, here we go. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Fontana.
Coming to the line right here, Sloppy Joe leads lap 1. All these guys have gotten pretty single file. Was really pretty aggressive on the back straightaway. We saw Rusty Walrus all the way down below the line, but here comes Winvow. He's going to try to get that run inside there, and he gets a good push coming off the corner.
Oh, and in the wall. Who went up into the wall?
I believe that was Dale Reynolds.
Yeah, but also the 77 car drive-through.
For that 77 car. Usually we see him having very vibrant, colorful colors. Now he's just in the plain gray and yellow.
Yeah, it's a very odd color choice, but regardless, he's sitting there right behind this mess of cars for the race lead. You got Joey still in the race leader. Second place is Darren Gilliam, and then you got a side-by-side battle for third. Pasternak on the bottom with Costa Jr. up top.
Pasternak, he needs to be really aggressive because, first of all, Sloppy Joe gained that extra bonus point with winning the pole. I believe you get a bonus point for the pole. I may be completely wrong on that.
I believe he did.
But
I had a point for pole.
Yep.
Oh,
there. Oh, three wide.
Oh.
Oh, and Pasternak's gonna cross over. He's gonna make a 3 wide. But yeah, so saying Jet that Pasternak, he needs to be aggressive because one, Sloppy Joe got the pole, so we closed that gap from 8 points back to 7 points back. Now he's out there leading points, and also something else to think about. Something else to think about too is Darian's going to make crossover in 3 wide. If Sloppy Joe gets another win tonight, he racks up the most wins on the season.
And Pasternak maybe hit the wall.
Got really loose. He got loose on the bottom, and he hit Ed Soundhead, who then in turn hit the 1 car Pasternak. So just a terrible chain reaction right there.
Yeah, this all started when Pasternak, he got hit from the left rear corner panel by Ed Soundhead entering turn 1. That pushed Pasternak up the racetrack. That's what put him in that whole mess. Falls back from, I believe, 4th or 5th to now 3rd or 4th, I should say, to 6th now.
So we got us right behind him, that red car, Dale Reynolds. I'm surprised he's still back here. And Rusty Wall's going to slide up a little bit in front of him, but you got to think about it. You know, it's been how long since we've seen Dale Reynolds compete here in the Core League? I believe it actually may have been Homestead, the last race that we saw Dale Reynolds compete. So that was race 3 of the season. Here we're already race 14, 10 races since we've last seen him last here in the Core League, and having a little bit of difficulty working up through the pack.
Yeah, it's currently someone's spinning the 2-car Soundhead. Or, oh no, probably just got loose maybe. I don't know, my screen, he spun. I don't know about you.
He's saved by him though. I think he may have gotten close to the grass as well, and I think he may have just hit that terrible transition right there on between the apron and the racetrack. And I've done that plenty before times too. You're not really paying attention, and when you go to cross that white line on the front straightaway, you just catch it wrong, and it wants to swing that back end around.
So far, single file up until the 6th or 7th spot. Cody H Gaming up on the high lane with Ed Soundhead Brendan Littell in the middle and Rusty Walrus down low. One driver that I'm surprised is able to keep up with the 8-car is last, or I should say 3 weeks ago's winner, Darren Gilliam.
This is a great run for him. You know, I think, a lot of times when it comes to people winning at super speedways, Like people sometimes they try to delegitimize it, like, hey, all you had to do was stay in the pack, all you had to do was get the right push at the end. And a lot of times people may criticize him for not being able to win or perform at other tracks. And right now, he is keeping pace with the most dominant car of the season right now, Sloppy Joe, and he may even be in jeopardy of taking that lead over. So I want to see what he has for a long run car, especially when we have to make pit stops here before the end of the stage. But so far, a great start for that 25.
Yeah, it looks like right now he's just able to maintain the gap. Doesn't look like he's able to close the gap, as we've just gotten word now that both Joseph Lombard and Ed Soundhead have both disconnected, and as a result will retire from this race. Tough break for Soundhead specifically.
Another guy that I think may be in trouble of disconnecting is Brendan Littell. He has been rubber banding a decent amount so far this race. Uh, yeah, he's in there, but I mean, like we said, actually, that Ed Soundhead and Joseph Lombard, they both disconnected during the qualifying session. So obviously, some tough break internet issues for them.
Yeah, tough break for them. Right now, meanwhile, back out in front, we got a bit of a battle though for the third spot. Makakosi Jr. and the 77 car drive-through, nose to tail, not the back straightaway.
I'm wondering to see how long that double zero of Michael Kossi will stay behind Windbaugh. I feel like that as this race goes on, especially when we get to the second half of these runs, that with Michael Kossi, as well as he is known for conserving those tires and being good on long runs, he'll try to make quick work of the 77 car. But actually, those two pushing each other, they have actually made up a little bit of ground on these front two.
Yeah, they actually have closed the gap just a tad. But right now, Joey Stone, he is still in command in the NOFSRL 200. Lap 10 out of 29 currently in stage 1. Coming across line, it will be 19 laps to go.
I just said too that those front two, they've actually those front two have been actually caught by third and fourth, drive-through and Michael Kossi. Don't know if I was disconnected at all, but it looked like those two were doing a really good job working together, doing like what we'd usually see at plate track. So tandem drafting, they have caught these front two. And another tandem that's trying to make up some ground is the one car of Pasternak and the 27 of Dale Reynolds. They're working well together.
Remember, a lot of people predicted that these two drivers specifically would be the drivers to fight for the championship. Obviously, it's not the case with Dale Reynolds not being present for majority of the races. So it's not surprising though to see both of these drivers nose to tail. Kind of odd for them to work together, but hey, that's what you have to do in order to get to the front.
And the thing is too is that you gotta think about like some of these guys. There's only really two people right now that can win this championship. Sloppy Joe and What If. I mean, theoretically, mathematically, drive-through still has a shot, but that's assuming that both the one car and the 8 car have terrible races the last 4 races of the season. And so basically, if you're that 27 car, I think I would help out that one car of Brian Pasternak, help him get up there, help entertain this championship fight.
Meanwhile, back up front for the second place, drive-through underneath the 25 car, got a bit loose with the middle of 3 and 4. Nearly make contact.
These tires are really starting to run off now. You're going to see that here as these runs go on here. We're just over the halfway point in this run. Remember, pit window 20 to 22 laps. We're actually in the stage now that if these guys were to pit now, they can make it to the end of the stage. So could see a very varying different strategies here.
So right now, the top 3 has caught up to Joey Stone with them using super speedway type methods of bump drafting, it seems like.
Surprised too that drive-through hasn't been quite as aggressive trying to get around that 25 car of Darien. Think about it, even though it's going to be a stretch, I would still be super aggressive. I was that 77 car, try to lead laps, try to keep Joey Stone from gaining as many bonus points possible. And he's going to try to push that 25 car to the outside of the 8. But a great move by him is going to cut down low.
Oh, Joey Stone was able to hold a lead for just a bit there. Darien Gilliam now jumps to the high lane. Trying to find something there. He's got something. Got a fender on him to the outside.
He wasn't able to cut it down to the bottom like he probably should have. Entered that corner a little bit high, but Something I think it's important to something that's important to think about here, Jet, is that Darian, he won the race last week at or the last race at Dega, but who was that car that was pushing him the majority of those final laps?
The battle.
It was that 8 car.
Yeah, he's going against the 8 car.
It was that 8 car, and we heard it too from Joey Stone. A lot of people getting on him that he didn't try to make a pass there at the end of that race. As these guys going down on the apron, these guys may be signaling they're coming down pit road. Keep an eye on that, but you got to think about it. You have to think with how faithful that 8 car Joey Stone was to Darian at the end of that race last week. Maybe Darian paying the favor right here, and yep, just like I thought, they're coming down pit road.
3rd to 5th pits. Drive-through. Dale, Michael Costa Jr., and Brian Pasternak as drive-through spins.
With the unfortunate pit road entries of drive-through. Oh, and he's going to hit the pit entry wall.
Oh, no.
You hate to see it.
And it looks like he's stuck. Oh, there he goes. Now he's back rolling.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is going to be huge, though. Just this one lap is going to be huge as far as undercutting on pit road. I think we will see everybody here take 4 tires. Unless you're a master at conserving those left sides, like possibly Michael Cassi. Look for all these guys to take 4 tires.
Meanwhile, Darren Gilliam and Joe Stone, they have still remained on the racetrack. They have not pitted as of yet. Brian Pasternak, first one out. I should say Michael Costa Jr., the first one out on pit road with Brian Pasternak behind him. And Dale
surprised to see these 2 cars. I was surprised to see these 2 leaders still out right now. We just saw the 8 car be sitting from that 25 car yet, but something else we didn't really talk about in the pre-race show is how much these tires fall off like early in the run. These tires are only like really good performing at their best in just the first couple laps, and at this track more than others, these tires fall off tremendously just after a few laps. So these guys are going to lose a bunch of time here on these old tires, while those guys who pitted in our French tires are going to make up a bunch of ground on them.
But could they be coding, just remember, it's stage 1. Could they be just testing out, saying, okay, how will these tires run, or how will these tires do in a long run, so that, let's say we have a long green flag run near the end of stage 3, you can figure out a way, okay, do I need to pit, or can I stay out and still hold my lead?
It's definitely one thing they could be doing, and also, too, that, with the fact that Joey has not pitted yet, he's probably just trying to be out there to lead more laps, log more laps. And yes, while he's leading laps right now, still when he comes in the pit, with the amount of time that those guys on 4 tires are making, he is not going to be the leader when we come off pit road, unless he does something different regarding tire strategy or whatnot.
Well, right now, if he's able, he's not going to make it to the end of stage 1. Oh, there he goes. Goes down below the racetrack, signaling he will come to pit road this time by.
And to see what this 25 car does. He may pit behind him. I know he didn't drop below the apron, but he really had no one to signal to you, saying that he was going to come down pit road. 8 car. Yep, he's going to come by himself.
Yeah, Joey Stone pits while Darian stays out on the racetrack. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd is up for grabs between Costa Jr. and Brian Pasternak. Pasternak starting to gain momentum, getting the draft on the back end of Costa Jr. entering one. Looks like he tried to maybe take a look underneath him, but will stay in line.
I think these guys are going to look at Sloppy Joe, see what he does for a pit stop here. He's just pulling into his pit box. I think going back to what you said, you had Winvow and Pasternak, or was it Pasternak and John too? They were battling with each other. I would say single file. Actually, try to make up some ground, that 8 car.
I would say that we just saw the 1 car Pasternak pass by the 00 car of Costa Jr. in the back rear, and as you saw there on the left side of your screen, the 25 car of Darren Gilliam. He gives up his first place position to come on to pit road and get some tires and fuel. So now the lead is going to transition to the 1 and the 00 cars. You see Joey Stone coming out on out of pit road and onto the racetrack.
Oh, I am actually impressed that Sloppy did not lose as much time as he did before. I thought we would have maybe seen him about 2 seconds back, and right now he's only fallen about maybe half a second.
Yeah, that is impressive for that to happen.
Now, too, is that, these guys, they've been out on those tires now for about 4 or 5 laps, and Joey has 4 or 5 lap tires fresher. So he's going to catch these guys, too. So these two need to fight pretty hard to keep that 8 car back.
Especially if they're fighting like this. Michael Kosar Jr. all over the one car's back bumper. And all that does with them racing so hard, that just allows the A car of Joey Stone to close in. As you can see, the A car all over now the back bumper of Kosar Jr. off too.
0-0 though, he may not be in this championship fight, but you know, he doesn't just pull over and let people by. He competes for the win practically every single lap, so don't expect him to cut that 8 car any breaks and speak, but he doesn't need to, because look at that amazing run that 8 car got on that outside, using the advantage of those fresher tires.
On the outside to lead this lap is going to be Joey Stone at the line. You said
I say amazing job by that 8 car to be able to not only hold the lead.
Maybe doing a bit too hard. Oh, looked like thought for a second you might have hit the wall there for a quick second there.
Well, actually, something I want to think about too is that Pasternak, he was not in that group of 4 when they all came down the pit road. He was actually in that little 2-car pack with him and Dale Reynolds. That was about a second and a half behind everybody. So something to consider later, especially for stage 2, possibly in stage 3, based off how people want to split up that last run. Pasternak basically gained about 2.5 seconds between how far back he was from Sloppy Joe and when Sloppy Joe was back from him. But now, as this run goes on, that's starting to equal back out.
Currently, right now, 9 drivers are currently racing here in the NOFSRL 200. Just joining us, Joseph Lombard and Ed Soundhead, who were scheduled to race. Joseph Lombard did not step foot onto the racetrack, disconnected from qualifying, and was not able to participate in the race. Ed Soundhead competed in the first few laps before disconnecting himself. Here he comes, Michael Jr. to the inside of Brian Pasternak. That's for second place. And Brian easily just lets him go.
I think he realized that 0-0 maybe have a little bit faster car, and you know, well, the thing with these stages is that yes, it's basically a competition caution. These guys do not get points awarded to them at the end of the stages. It's really just a competition caution you were to think of, but still, you know, you still want to finish as high as possible for these stages because it gives you a better position when these guys are going to come down pit road at the end of the stage.
So I believe now we've got 5 laps to go here at Fontana in stage number 1. Joey Stone, your race leader.
That 8 car just pulled away, and Michael Costa. There they go.
Right in front of the 1 car. Now that's going to allow the 25 and the 27 to catch up to this mess.
A great job saving that, but unfortunate break for that 1 car. And here comes that 25, who is actually going to be in the best position. He has the freshest tires out of our entire top 5, so look for him to try to make quick work of these top 3.
4 laps to go here at Fontana. Now the second place battle has turned into a 4-car battle between Pasternak, Darian, Michael Jr., and Dale Reynolds.
About that Dale Reynolds, you know, he's been gone for about 9-10 races now, and for him to come straight back into the series and compete with these top 5 right now, this is a great job by him, especially coming to the end of the stage. He's going to get some practice, a little bit of a refresher, racing hard with these guys, and I don't know, Jack, he could be a threat at the end of this thing.
Could be. Off turn 4, Joey Stone leading to the line for 3 laps to go. Side by side, dead even at the stripe. Pasternak down low, Gillian up top. Then you got a side by side battle for 4th, I believe, between Cushing Jr. and Dale Reynolds.
They're pretty even. These guys are really showing that, you know, hey, it's not necessarily a 1-groove racetrack where, yes, maybe the preferred line is the bottom. You can still make great moves, and what a move by Darian. Got that run off the outside, cut low to the inside, and if he can nail his line right here, he may be able to clear that 1 car. But that 1 car gets a good drive through the center.
Not so clear. Pasternak gets a good run off 4 to hold the position for now. 2 to go.
A beautiful sight, 2x2.
Side by side, entering 1 still. Darren with the advantage, gonna slide up, make contact with the 1 car. It seemed like with the middle 3 of 1 and 2 with Pasternak.
just surprised that these guys have been able to compete with that 25 car. What that 25 car has a lot more tires, but maybe he used up his stuff a little bit more at the beginning of the stage because he hasn't been able to pull away. Now he finally clears them, possibly.
Meanwhile,
Right here, but this one car may get us. May
up
pull
front,
even with him.
White flag, 1 lap to go here in stage number 1 for Joey Stone. Oh, the 00 car, Costa Jr. went way down below to the inside of Darren for second.
Here goes a crossover by the one car. Pasternak, he's going to get side by side, 3 wide for second. That 27 car, he's going to have a great run. Is he going to try to split the middle right here? Doesn't have quite the run to do it.
Brian Pasternak tries to drive it in hard, not going to make it stick as he gets out the gas just a tad bit. Joey Stone is going to win stage number 1, and who will win, get second place is going to be Darren Gilliam. Third is Brian Pasternak. Fourth is Dale Reynolds, and fifth is Michael Jr. Wow. What a battle that was.
I think it's very telling, too, now that we're going to have another 29 laps here in stage number 2. I'm going to be watching that 27 car, Jet. He did a great job working from the back of this pack up towards the front, and he was one of the guys that I feel like could have. I mean, yes, he was. I mean, think about it. He was our season 1 champion last year, and he was already off to a great start before he had to take his leave of absence. So look for this guy to contend with Sloppy Joe, as well as that one car Pasternak.
All right, so let's see if we can get our eyes on Joey Stone. There he is. Not sure. I think this is like his 4th or 5th stage win already. Remember, we don't give out stage points in the core league, at least for season 2. We might consider that in season 3. So 1 stage down, 2 to go. Michael Gossi Jr. to the inside, to the outside. It is Joey Stone. Row 1. Row 2 is Darren Gilliam, Dale Reynolds. Row 3 is Brian Pasternak and Cody Hicken. Green flags back in the air.
I'll be keeping an eye on that pairing restarting on the outside. Just talked about that 27 car, Dale Reynolds. If he can get hooked up with that A car off this corner, but Darian just hits the apron a bit. He's going to save it. But yep, there comes the run right there. Amazing run by the A car, 27 right behind him.
3 wide for second place. Darren Gilliam has a bit of a fender underneath him as Brian Pasternak gets a great run on the outside lane entering 3.
Hey, Michael Gossi Jr., he just got shuffled to the back, went from 1st to 5th.
Might lose more in the process. Rusty Walrus gets a run on him. Side by side battle there for 9th place, or 8th place I should say. Meanwhile, back up front, Joey Stone, he's got some competition now. Season 1 champion Dale Reynolds, help from Brian Pasternak, a rival in Season 1, pushing him to the lead. Oh, look at this!
Pasternak looking inside, 3 wide from, I think what we would have considered this year probably would have been our big 3, but an amazing job. What's Darian going to do? He's going to give a push to that 27 car.
Or he might try to make it 4 wide.
Well, that's going to say, I think if this was about 2 laps ago, we would have seen him duck way to the inside to make it 4 wide, but he's going to give that one car, Pasternak, a push.
And to the lead, now Darren, he's going to want more of this. Look at this, 4 cars in a blanket entering 1.
If you're that one car, Pasternak, you have to start being aggressive, being a leader now. So far, Sloppy Joe has led practically every single lap except for maybe about 5. So with that being said, Pasternak cannot allow Sloppy Joe to get any more of these bonus points. Sloppy has been by far the best car this season when it comes to earning bonus points between poles and laps led, and he already has that bonus point for the most wins on the season. And what Pasternak needs to do to keep Sloppy from getting that point is that he has to practically win the rest of the races on this season if he does not want Sloppy to get that point.
You know, we talk about the drivers up front with Dale Reynolds, Brian Pasternak, and Joey Stone. Look who's up there in the 3rd lane on the top row. Rusty Walrus. We haven't talked about him all race long. He's in the mix, as well as the Daytona 250 winner, Cody Hicken.
Oh, and an A-car, Sloppy Joe, a top to bottom move.
3 wide, entering 3, goes for 2nd, and might go for more. What a run!
God, I'm watching. Look at that 28 car of
Cody Hicken.
Cody H. He's doing an amazing job, and By the way, too, I'm trying to look here. I don't know if we got any reports or not, but possibly the reason why we may have seen that 00 fall back so quickly is I'm wondering if he did not pit
Oh, wow.
under that caution flag, because he finished that stage in about 5th place.
Oh,
So for him
oh.
to jump from 5th to 1st,
DriveThrough
yeah,
just
and he's
smacked
just
the
watched
wall.
us with his back.
Yeah, DriveThrough just smacked the wall too, I feel like, and made contact with the 59 car, Rusty Walrus. It looks like we're starting to see some things spread out just a tad bit. Rusty Walrus now looking at a 4 wide. It looked like there.
Things will be really tight here. He's opening laps, but as the run goes on, we'll see these guys get really spread out here.
And
You see the 8 car Sloppy Joe already getting really aggressive, trying to get around that 1 car.
the 1 car is going to drive it in hard, entering 1 and 2, trying to maybe slide up in front of the 8 car. Not going to work.
Entered a little bit too low right there, in my opinion, Jet. I think when you get down really low, especially in 1 and 2, that almost bogs the car down a bit. So Sloppy had the preferred line in that corner, got some great side draft, but he slipped up quite a bit here in 3 and 4.
Here comes Brian Pasternak. He's going to try and maybe pass Joey Stone. He will. And look who's now side by side with Joey Stone. Dale Reynolds now back in 2nd.
Up in 4th, right behind these top 3, Cody H. He's starting to track these guys down a bit. If he can maybe just ride behind these guys, save some tire, he can have something for these guys at the end of this stage. And that 1 car Pasternak, boy, I don't think his car likes 1 and 2, and I think DriveThrough just hit the wall again.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he hit it again and spins.
Car spin, caution should not be out. Will still stay green.
We will stay green, no caution. Top break for the driver in 3rd place in the point standings as Reynolds gets loose.
Oh no!
Saves it. And you see the W car, Michael Costa Jr. on pit road.
Yeah, that tells me that he did not pit under that last caution. He basically hit pit road and as soon as his pit window opened. So he's in desperate need of 4 tires as well as DriveThrough. He's probably gonna make some adjustments. But going back to our top 2 here, I think Brian's car is better in 3 and 4 than Sloppy's, but Sloppy's is significantly better in turns 1 and 2. We see how that 1 car does not like the bottom in 1 and 2. I think he should start venturing up a little bit because that 8 car is making a significant amount of gains in that corner.
So look at the top 2 is nothing out of the ordinary, right? Brian Pasternak and Joey Stone. That's normal. Look at who's in 3rd and 4th. Cody Hicken and Rusty Walrus. Rusty Walrus, I mean, we talked about him earlier on in the season. He was expected to be one of the drivers to right this season. After what many viewed as somewhat of a dark horse type season, he had potential, he had good runs. This season, however, has not been to his liking. He's made some mistakes and is currently now 10th at point standings, but sitting nicely in 4th and going for 3rd.
The second half of the season, he's had quite a few moments of, what we were kind of hoping to see out of him. I know this first half of the season went terrible, but, he had good speed at Bristol. He had good speed at a couple other places, and now he's starting up here in the top 4.
And that's one for him. Meanwhile, for the lead, Joey Stone, he is hunting down the 1 car Pasternak, side by side down the back straightaway.
They move every time. He knows his car is better, especially because he keeps moving a lane up. If I was that 1 car at Pasternak, I would move up, take that line away from that 8 car. Right there, a little bit of contact. That's going to push him up. Just racing contact, nothing intentional by the 1 car.
Yeah, the 1 car, of course, he's going to try to out that bottom lane, but Joey Stone jumps now up top. It looks like Joey Stone, he's comfortable with that outside lane. He wants to be on that outside lane.
He uses a little bit less tire. There you go. See the 1 car, he drove in a little bit deeper, takes that line away. Sloppy Joe, he tried to cut underneath him a bit. But now,
no!
There they go!
Gets right in front of Joey Stone. He loses it. Keeps it going, though.
Save.
Wow. What a save by Joey Stone.
It was just 2 guys going for the very inside of the racetrack. Sloppy Joe, he was trying to set up the pass going into turn 3. We saw the past couple laps, him being on the outside going into turn 3 is not necessarily the best line to be in. He was trying to get inside of that 1 car going into 3. That's why he was so aggressive. Thankfully, it could have been a whole lot worse. He's only fallen back to 3rd, about 1 second back.
Currently looking right now at Joey Stone's point of view of that incident there. It looked like Joey moved up a bit. Not sure if he went up by himself or he clipped the apron just a bit coming off of 2 because he just went up into the 1 car of Brian Pasternak on his left rear.
Let's talk about the man, Rusty Walrus, up to second. Yes, it was because he's in second, partially because of a mistake by that 8 car.
The 25 car,
Darren
Gilliam, sorry to cut you off there, but the 25 car, Darren Gilliam, just shot up the race. It looked like he didn't even use the brakes at all.
An internet issue on him, but so far this 59 car is doing a great job of racing with this 8 car of Sloppy Joe. So I was able to get around him, but I think if Rusty and Cody Yates, if they can follow this 8 car back up to that 1 car, these guys could have a potential to win this stage.
Rusty Walrus going to give Joey Stone a push entering 3. And I don't think it even took a lap for Joey Stone to get back into second place. I mean, that car is on a roll here today.
Is, but right, he's been a dominant guy right now in stage 1, but stage 2 so far has belonged to that 1 car, Pasternak. Now he's out there leading laps, and now with that being said, it'll be interesting to see what we have because these guys are all in their pit window. We've seen a couple guys already make their green flag pit stops. I think what you're going to see here is that WhatiF is going to stay out until that 8 car pits, and then once Sloppy pits, he's going to come down the next lap. He's going to try to lead as many laps possible. He only wants to lose about 1 lap, which is about a second. We did about maybe about a half a second a lap is the difference between fresh tires and old tires.
As you talked about earlier on with Rusty Walrus, he's having a good run. He is all over the 8 car Joey Stone. Joey Stone not been able to get away from Walrus.
Dude, that's kind of helping them track down that leader again. We just tracked it right there at the line. It was about 1 second back. I mean, 59 car didn't have the best qualifying speed, but, you know, we've seen it that, you know, if he doesn't make mistakes, if he doesn't get caught up in other people's mistakes, he has decent speed, and he's showing it right now as well as that 28 car.
You know, one thing we should talk about was the fact that the 00 and the 77, both of those drivers have pitted. Now, I'm not sure if both of them are 1 lap down, or if only one of them, that being the 00 car, Michael Costa Jr., is 1 lap down. But depending on how things could go, we could see one of those 2 drivers potentially be out front near the end of stage 2.
Could be up there, but with how old their tires will be compared when the rest of these guys pit, the leaders are going to blow by them in a hurry. So they could be up there, but as soon as these leaders come down and pit and get their 4 tires, it won't be much of an issue for them, I don't think.
Off turn 4, when the 1 car passes the start finish line, it will be 11 laps to go in stage number 2 here at Fontana, California. Stage 1 was all Joey Stone. Stage 2 is now all Brian Pasternak. Meanwhile, the 59 car, he is still trying to force his nose underneath the 8 car Joey Stone entering 1. It looks like every time Rusty Walrus he gets a run, it's always in turns 1 and 2. To the inside lane, but never manages to at least get side by side, or at least get his get a corner panel on Joey.
That's really hard to make a pass that low in that corner, just because that is not the preferred arc into that corner. If you have a car like Sloppy's, especially holding you off on the outside lane, that's going to be very hard to try to make a pass on the inside. Really, the only way you're going to make that pass is if that guy on the outside slips up, or if you make a little bit of contact with them. So if I was Rusty right now, just kind of do what he's actually doing right now. Enter the corner a little bit higher. He's going to gas it up here through the center. Hits the apron just a little bit.
It's going to cause him to lose
time right there.
Meanwhile, you saw the 25 car on the right side of your screen. He went onto pit road to make some adjustments and get his car good and ready for the remaining part of stage 2.
Car, he's closed in that gap. I don't think necessarily Rusty Walrus lost gap there. That 8 car, he just had an amazing corner right there because they were both about a second back from Pasternak. Now it's only about a car length.
All right, so the 1 car, not only has he closed the gap, he's closed it up tremendously. Oh my goodness! Now he's all over the back bumper. Brian Pasternak for first place, and whoa, way to the inside.
He's signaling. I think he's signaling for pit road right there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that was a bit odd how
The
There he
signal is
goes.
still. I wonder if Pasternak is going to come down pit road as well.
Nope, you stay
No,
out.
he's not. He's going to stay out in that lap.
Walrus
But I
pits.
would guarantee we will see that one car on pit road next time by. Good entrance by the 8 and the 59. You should see both these guys take 4 tires.
I was about to say, I was thinking that it could be signaling onto pit road. It was just very odd that he goes right up to his back bumper and then zoom, just shoots out way below the apron.
He doesn't want to make it extremely obvious that he's going to pit. So, like, he doesn't. Like, yes, you have to signal, especially because you had Rusty Wallace right behind him, the pit, but he doesn't want to make it extremely obvious for that 59, for that one car.
Yeah, right now, and you see the one car who's signaling on the back straightaway. He is not going to come onto pit road to
Straight by him.
services, as the 59 car Rusty Walrus and the 8 car Joey Stone now leaves, as Cody Hicken stays on pit road, as well as Dale Reynolds. They'll inherit first and second for a short time before they have to come onto pit road.
But what if does here, just pulling into his pit box past the disconnected car of Ed Soundhead?
Good news for him, there's no cars around him, so he can't have a bad pit stop.
It looks like he had a much better pit stop than Walrus did right there. So you go back to, yep, we have the rest of our leaders pitting right now. Cody H. So he gets a little bit loose, almost hits the inside wall. He saves it.
I'm not sure this is for position or not, but the 59 car is being challenged by the 25 car of Darren Gilliam. Remember, Darren, he came onto pit road 2 or 3 laps earlier than Rusty and passes him for position.
Look at the difference between Pasternak and Sloppy. I think either one of two things happened. One, terrible pit stop by the one, because
oh wow,
I'm telling you, that is an amazing gap at the 8 car. Yes, it's about, well, this late in the run, actually, you know, these guys, they're on lap 21 right now. So those guys, they put about 18, 19 laps on their tires, almost a full run. Think about maybe 0.8 of a second between fresh tires and old tires. And also, I think that one car just had a terrible stop. 28 car, Cody Yates, he's going to take the lead right here in front of Sloppy.
Look, he must have taken at least 2 tires or so.
I think so too, because he stayed out a lot longer than those guys, and he was pretty far back too. For him to make up that amount of ground is quite impressive. If he only took 4 tires.
Right now, he's currently positioned in the 2nd spot as we're now entering 5 laps to go here at Fontana in stage number 2. Joey Stone back as your race leader. 2nd place is Cody Hicken. 3rd is Brian Pasternak. 4th is Rusty Walrus, and Darren Gilliam rounds up the top 5.
Want to see, or like, we saw how well that 59 car was able to push that 8 car of Joey Stone. I want to see that if he can get up to the back of that 1 car at Pasternak, if he can help push him back up to Sloppy Joe. There's quite the difference between the 1 and the 8 car. I feel like unless the 8 car makes a couple mistakes, that 1 car may not be able to catch him.
Forward to go. Gap is pretty separated right now.
You're
right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to say something and then went down the wrong pipe. But anyway, I will say though, the 1 car, he has very slightly closed the gap on an 8 car. But I think part of it is, he does have 1 lap fresher tires with the 2 times wear that comes out to about 2 lap fresher tires in real life. And as minor as it may seem, we saw how it was Sloppy that with just about 4 or 5 lap fresher tires, how much he was able to pull away from the rest of the top 5 in the last stage. He put about 4 seconds on him at the end of that stage. So if Pasternak, I wouldn't count him out just yet.
But right now, he's gained only 1/10 of a second in the past 2 laps. It was 1.4, now it's just 1.3. The gap between Joey Stone and Brian Pasternak. Here they come.
He's still making up a decent amount of time in the turns 3 and 4, but he's kind of losing it in the 1 and 2.
So a little update now. Brendan Littell, I should say, has gone by Cody Hicken for the 5th spot, as Cody Hicken looks like he took maybe either 2 tires or no tires. That certainly has not paid off. He has fallen from 1st when he had the lead for a short amount of time, all the way back to 6th now.
One car who's been rebounded somewhat decently, the 27 car of Dale Reynolds. Number, he had that mistake there about 10 laps here into stage number 2 after going into the grass in the infield of turns 3 and 4. He's been able to rebound quite nicely. I know he's probably kicking himself for giving up that top spot, but he's rebounding nicely, and I think he can still have a shot at this win here when we go back to green here in stage 3.
Final lap, 1 left to go. Number 2 for Joey Stone. He has dominated stage number 1. Stage number 2, he had a bit of competition with the 1 car and the 28 and the 27. But out turn 4, takes back the position as the race leader. And he is going to win stage number 2 with 1 second behind now. Brian Pasternak. 3rd is Rusty Walrus. 4th is Darren Gilliam. And rounding up the top 5 is Brendan Littell. A nice run for Pasternak. Gained 4 tenths on that final lap.
He was coming. I think he just needed possibly about 4 more laps, and he would have been there. So how about this too? We got a jubilant Rusty Walrus for finishing 3rd in that stage. Great run for him. Let's see if he can finish it off.
Let's see.
I think a big thing here, because we saw it happen already, we need to make sure all of these guys hit pit road. I am sure Windvow is not going to make that mistake a second time.
Yeah, he will not. So far, it looks like right now, Brian Pasternak, Joey Stone, Rusty Walrus, Brendan Littell, and yep, everyone's pitting. Everyone's coming onto pit road. All right, so it's a restart. Well, why do you think we should go hardcore on the 2-mile race? Should go Fontana, NASCAR, or Corley going Hollywood? What do you say?
I've missed this for 3 weeks. Let's
go
hardcore.
Unbelievable racing it has been so far for the lead. I mean, you had drivers all over the track, and look who's in 2nd place, Rusty Walrus.
Walrus is chomping at the bit, Jet. This is one of the best chances, if anything, I think the best chance that he has had at, dare I say, possibly getting a win here at Auto Club, one of the more toughest racetracks on the circuit, in my opinion. He is doing a phenomenal job. He is just pulled away from this pack with Sloppy. one car who did not get the best restart in that circumstances during hardcore. The one car at Pasternak, he fell back to about 5th, 6th. He's falling back now, but oh, these guys are making contact.
Oh man, the 77 car, I think of a DriveThrough, drove it in right on the back bumper of a DriveThrough. Oh,
Oh,
Cozy
and
Jr.
wind valve gets way
Oh, more
tight.
contact. And now Cozy Jr. clears Darian to hold the 5th spot. 3 wide though, still for 6th.
To our top 2, Walrus, he's closing, but look at the car who's just put back in the 3rd and 4th. Pasternak and Dale Reynolds, if those two can get hooked up together, they should be able to catch this top 2.
Single file now.
He's gonna look low.
Not
gonna get right there.
Remember, we've seen the 59 car for at least a short amount of time being able to keep up with the 8 car and at times even challenge him for the lead, but we've never seen him actually get side by side. I believe if Rusty can just get side by side with Joey, he might have a shot at clearing him.
I will say though, the one part that we didn't see that he didn't necessarily have the best was in those long run speeds, and you saw it right there. He's working pretty hard, like diving it down low. I think what he needs to do with this being the longest stage, yes, I think these guys can make it just on one pit stop, but these guys are going to have to stretch it. They're going to have to stretch it to about, I would say, 18 laps if they were to, for 2 runs, if they were going to split this stage in half. Because right now it's 32 laps to go, so yeah, they can make it on one pit stop, but they have to go practically 2 full runs here.
Well, let's see right now. Rusty Walrus is maintaining pace, single file now through the entire field. The 1 car Pasternak, he is starting to get into the mix, as well as even the 00 car Michael Cozy Jr.
This is the closest Rusty's been, Chad. You know Rusty.
Yeah.
He's all out there to put a show for the fans. If he has the opportunity to take the lead, he's going to take it. Sloppy Joe running the low line, and here comes Pasternak.
Well, I thought Rusty for a second might go up top.
And he gives him a shot right there.
Got him a bit of a shot. Up the racetrack goes Joey, but Rusty, he's not close enough to get side by side with him. And here comes Brian Pasternak to the inside of him for second.
Try to clear this 1 car going down to the corner, but he's not going to be able to do that, I don't think.
He won't able to look
he's going to get
behind the 00 car.
Right here, and unfortunately, this is what you want to see if you're Sloppy Joe. These 2 guys racing side by side. Pasternak needs to clear the 59 of Walrus quickly if he doesn't want that 8 car to pull away.
With that draft, was it? Oh,
59 car as well. Oh, they make contact right there.
Contest start finish on there, bouncing all over the racetrack. Rusty clears him.
Great job by the 59 car to clear that 1 car of Pasternak. Did an amazing job clearing him right now. Now, Rusty, if he can get this, he got a pretty good run off the corner right there. If this 1 car gives the 59 car a push, this will give him a good push down to the corner.
Looks like he will. 59 to 1, locking bumpers. And up the racetrack, just a big goes Rusty Walls in the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to allow the 1 car Pasternak to get side by side with him off 4. As you said, this is exactly what Joey Stone wants. He wants to see Brian Pasternak and Rusty battle side by side, because that means they're going to use up their tires. Look who's now in the mix, the 25 car Darian Gilliam.
Did he come from? And look at the double zero hits him, and he saves it.
Wow, what a save by Darian to manage.
Oh, Rusty's pushing up on exit. I think he's used up a little bit too much of his stuff a little bit too early here. He pushed way up the racetrack. Give P2 to the 1 car Pasternak. These guys are all in a tight single file line though.
The only driver that's benefiting out of this is the driver in first place, Joey Stone, and that is not what the 1 car Pasternak wants. He needs Joey Stone to be behind him, because every point that Joey Stone gains, regardless of where Brian Pasternak is right behind him, every point or every time that Joey Stone's in front of him, he's just gaining and gaining more points on Brian.
See, trying to run that low line again. Wasn't able to catch up the Pasternak right there. I think Rusty will stand back here in third. He should just sit in the draft right now behind those 2 cars. I believe those top 2, they are faster. Rusty, no slow car, not at all. But I think what he should do is let these 2 run side by side like they are right now. Use up their stuff.
Side by side. These 2 drivers are battling hard for this race before the championship. 8 points separate between 1 and 2. Contact. Oh, and the 1 car Pasternak in the grass. Gets it back up, loses a ton of momentum. Here comes the 59 car Walrus to the lead. Joey Stone now losing more momentum. Loses 3rd, loses 4th. has lost 4th place. Here comes Brian Pasternak now back up. Joey Stone has fallen from 1st to, I believe, 7th. You know, sorry about that, folks. You don't hear Cody Workman at the moment. But look who's out in front right now. The 77 car of DriveThrough. To his back bumper is the 1 car Pasternak. He has got a handful, though. 8 cars right behind him under a blanket battling for the lead.
The thing, too, about Pasternak, or what was it, Sloppy Joe, is that what happened... I was riding on board the 59 car of Walrus, and Sloppy, he got he crowded that 1 car of Pasternak on the front straightaway, sent him to the infield, but he's trying to make it 3 wide again. 3 by 3. Oh my gosh!
This race is incredible, Joey. So
and here comes Winval.
Winval through the middle. Look at this pack of cars. And look who's on the bottom lane behind Joey Stone. Brendan Littell in the 22 car. Haven't talked about him all race long.
Count about him, but remember, Jet, Littell, he won the race here last year, so he knows how to win at this racetrack.
Oh, 4 wide though for 4th. Man, this racing is incredible.
These two are going, well, the entire back half of this pack are going at it. Sloppy Joe and Pasternak, they're starting to pull away again.
Yeah, it was weird. Wasn't Joey Stone?
No, Littell lagging big time. Littell lagging big time.
Oh, that's going to
cause a wreck.
Right in front of the field. Cozy Jr. involved.
Oh, he's wrecking everybody.
DriveThrough's involved. That's for sure going to bring out a caution, maybe.
That takes out Walrus. That necessarily didn't take people out, but that spread out everybody.
Oh my goodness! I thought that would be a caution.
I hit DriveThrough, hit Dale Reynolds. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, so that lag potentially could have just killed this race, unfortunately. Littell, he is now in 3rd, but man, what a shame.
I don't know if he's in a party for anybody, but I think they need to start relaying to him whatever that he needs to drop to the back here, because right now he is in the worst spot possible for being a lagging car, sitting in front of the entire field up here in 3rd place.
Already some drivers are already showing their frustration, talking about his internet lag. DriveThrough now underneath the 00 car. That is for 4th. Oh, the 00 car. Was it? Oh man, contact. In the wall goes DriveThrough as the 22 car of Littell, as DriveThrough now spins in 103 and 4.
And I need to get this 20. Oh, I think, yep, that's going to bring out the caution.
That's going to bring out the caution. Caution is out. For the first time here today. And that looks like it was a result of Brendan Littell's lag or internet issues.
A lot of people going off in the chat right now telling Littell to get off the track or not at least get off the track, but just go to the back, and we'll see what he does here, if he's just going to fall to the back or if he's going to disconnect or what, but he's been lagging the entire race, and yep, he just disconnected.
Yep, all right, so now we're down to 8 drivers. Into the restart zone we go. Green flag, back in the air. Joey Stone to the outside, Brian Pasternak to the inside, and he's got a hungry pack of wolves behind that. Rusty Walrus, Darian Gilliam, Dale Reynolds, and Cody Hicken, your first 3 rows.
Something that's going to be interesting here, I want to see how many laps are going to be to go here when they cross the stripe, because it's going to make some interesting strategy. 19 laps to go, so yes, these guys, they can make it to the end here without having to pit again. So the question here, Jet, is, how hard are these guys going to push, how early? Because if you push it hard early, you're going to use up more of your stuff. If you save it here these first couple laps,
4 wide for 2nd place, Darian Gilliam with the run to the inside.
And here comes DriveThrough. Comes DriveThrough making it 4 wide.
And that all stemmed from the 59 car getting bumped from the 00 car, and that bumped him into the 8 car. Wow.
True. DriveThrough did an amazing job capitalizing on Darian's move, because now that shot him back into the top 3, and that 8 car, he's stuff up back here in the 4th now, and he's even with all these guys who have been pretty fast here today. I mean, yes, the 1 car and the 8 car, they've been our leaders the majority of the race, but the rest of these cars too, they've all showed some strength here at portions during this race. And look at the guy who's just moved up the P2 drive-through. We said it before, it's going to be very difficult for him to make up any ground in this championship. Basically needs some stuff bad to happen to the 1 car and the 8 car. But he's not going down without a fight.
Yeah, and just as quick as the 25 car got second, just as quick he lost and now falls back to 5th and maybe more. Meanwhile, Michael Costa Jr. just made a pass for the 8 car Joey Stone for 3rd. Surprisingly, that's kind of rare. We've seen a driver pass Joey Stone.
But it's when, oh, and he just muscled that 0-0 out of the way.
Now Joey Stone back to 3rd, and Costa Jr. way up the racetrack. He's going to lose another spot to Darren Gilliam and maybe to the 59 car Walrus.
Rusty, his car is best here on these short runs, so without overdoing it. Oh, and he makes contact! 0-0. And I believe the 28 car, they save it. We still say green, but man, these guys are beating all over each other.
15 laps ago, I believe, this time by here at Fontana. Right now, Brian Pasternak, your race leader, the points leader, 8 points. He is ahead of Joey Stone, who right now currently is in 3rd place. DriveThrough, who many drivers expect to be a part of the championship hunt, he's now 3rd in points, 88 points behind, running nicely in 2nd.
I will say, though, that he hasn't been able to pull up to the back bumper in the draft like some of these other guys have. I mean, he's got one of the fastest cars this race, and Sloppy Joe giving him the push. They made a decent amount of ground up right there. Pasternak still looks like he's trying to struggle, trying to find some speed in turns 1 and 2. But yeah, DriveThrough, he's finally been able to make up some ground that 1 car.
Right now, DriveThrough is now all over the back bumper. The 1 car is in within striking distance now, trying to get the draft and maybe to perform a slingshot move here in the front stretch. There he goes. You see the 1 car dies down to the bottom. He will lead this lap. Here comes DriveThrough, though.
I think where you're going to see the best way to make a move is that without the leader making a mistake is that I think you need to get a run on the guy coming off of turn 2, being on his inside down the back straightaway and try to pass him on the inside going into turn number 3. That's going to be the best way to make a move. There's plenty of other ways to make passes here, but that is the best way to try to make a move by yourself.
DriveThrough enters in a bit higher, stays in line with the 1 car Pasternak as well as the 8 car Joey Stone. DriveThrough's going to get a nice run, nice draft on the front stretch. Where's he going to go? He's going to try and go up top, maybe? Nope, stays in line. Oh. And here it goes to the inside, maybe? Nope. Pasternak shuts the door on him.
I think he's just sizing them up right now, Jack. He's not. He doesn't want to show his hand quite yet. Oh, we got a little bit loose. We've seen him get pretty loose there, coming off turn 2 all day. Was able to save it right there, but I don't know if he's going to show his hand here until the last few laps. So we still got a handful of laps left to go.
But do you have to be aggressive? Because look who's behind you, the 8 car Joey Stone. We have seen him multiple times in this race where he has fallen back to 6th, 8th place at times. And then 1.5 laps later, he's back in 2nd, or even back into the race lead.
Also, too, and I may be wrong on this as well, but these two, the 77 and the 1 car, I don't know if I would call them teammates, but they're always in the same party together. They're always chatting with each other throughout the race. I think both of these guys realize, hey, we're both the only ones to have a shot of beating Sloppy Joe in this championship. Let's work together at least, try to keep that 8 car from leading any more laps than possible. While he's doing that, there's a 4th car who's entered the picture.
I was about to say, Lucas joined the party, the 25 car Darren Gilliam, who won the last core race 3 weeks ago back at Talladega, his first core win of his career. He now has the opportunity to go 2 in a row.
I want to mention this too, is that in the last few laps of Talladega, a lot of people were getting on Sloppy Joe saying, hey, why didn't you make a move? Why did you push that 25 car at the end? And he even made a public too, saying that, hey, I chose to push the 25 car to the end. I wanted to see him get a win. And so you got to think about it. Because that 25 car returned the favor. Never mind, he's going to pass him right here. Whoa. He's going to go for 2nd, 2 for 1.
Wow. Darren Gilliam, he does not care about waiting till the end. He wants to go, and he wants to go now. Bit of contact between him and Joey Stone for third.
This is going on too. We basically have 2 packs down. That front pack, the top 4, and then we have the back 4 back here. They've been swapping it up quite a few times. I think Walrus, he got a little bit loose. You got the 00 of Consti 27 to Dale Reynolds and 28 car of Cody H.
Ooh.
I think what these 2 guys need to do, they just need to get pretty single file here.
And Darren to the
and try to run
inside.
that lead pack.
To the inside for second place now. And Darren, can he clear drive-through? Not
What
for
a
long.
power move!
Oh, I thought
What a power move!
I thought drive-through was going to perform a crossover move on him, but no. Darren to second place now.
I am so impressed with the speed in that 25 car. He's done an amazing job. I thought that these 3, they were about ready to pull away. He's going to try. Is he going to try to slide job here?
Oh, contact.
Comes up.
Oh, and look who's going to get benefit out of that. The 77 car drive-through. Now to the inside. No, gets shot.
And here comes Sloppy Joe. Looking at 3 wide. He's going to push the 77. Really aggressive move with that 25 car.
Now, Darren's in first. And
he gives him a shot.
Darren gets pushed up the racetrack. Here comes Brian through the middle. Oh, more contact.
Oh my goodness.
And now look who's in way below to the bottom of the racetrack is
wide.
Joey Stone. 3 wide for the race lead. 8 to go. 3 wide entering 1. Who's going to benefit the most out of that drive through in the middle? Pasternak up top. And Darren Gilliam waiting in the wings in 4th. Contact.
Sloppy Joe scoops up 4 wide.
4 wide for a bit. Oh, and in the wall goes drive through.
Oh my God.
Now the battle is down to 3.
I cannot. I won't bother asking the question. Have you ever? Because I have never.
No,
I have never seen something like this.
Unbelievable.
This is unbelievable.
Those were, I believe, the craziest 1 or 2 laps I think I've ever seen this season in core competition. And we still got 6 to go. If I want to say,
he's gonna try to
7 to go.
He's gonna try the same move here again. Look, really gonna push up.
Side by side drive through. Excuse me, Darren Gilliam drives up, loses momentum, and loses a lot more momentum. Now Joey Stone to second. 6.5 laps remaining here in the NOFSRL 200 here at Fontana. It's been a slow progression, but now things are starting to heat up. 3 drivers, 2 of them in championship contention. 8 points separates between Brian Pasternak, the points and race leader, with second place Joey Stone. Look at Darren Gilliam now, starting to look like maybe push him to the lead on the high
He's gonna
lane.
do it over under. Quick update on drive-through here. Notice the battle going on up here, but he was up here in this lead pack. He hit the wall. He's falling back to that second pack. I don't think that second pack can catch these top 3.
Top right though for drive-through. He had a good car and a great shot at winning. Now,
Sloppy Joe, he drove it way down to the bottom. Gave a little bit of a shot to the back bumper of the 1 car of Pasternak. Pasternak able to drive out of it nicely.
Now, let's say you're in Darren's shoes as we cross 5 laps to go. Do you go with the A car like what he's doing right now, or do you try and maybe make it 3 wide?
I would do what he's going to do right here. Push him and then dive low right here. He didn't have the speed right there, but that's the second time that he's done something like that. I believe if that run can materialize just a little bit sooner coming off of turn number 4, if he can get those 2 side by side evenly with each other going into turn 1, and if he has the speed, he's going to drop it low and on the inside.
Joey, we saw Darren, he had a peek to the inside a bit. Side by side was not able to make the pass. This time, off turn number 4 as Joey Stone goes up top. 4 laps remaining here at Fontana.
He got the run again. Sloppy pulling the same move again. Darian looking low again. There he is. He made it work. He made it work that time.
Can
but
he make it stick,
he still has to
3 wide. Oh, and in the wall.
Contact.
He's in the wall. Oh, and in the wall goes Joey Stone and the
no.
wall as Joey spins.
Oh.
Is there going to be a caution?
No,
caution.
it's just a single car incident.
Wow, that is the last thing Joey Stone needed, was to spin out with 4 laps remaining. He's going to lose a ton of positions, or a ton of points as well. Back to 8th he's at. This time by 3 to go.
Darian has been super aggressive. I mean, I kind of imagine that was just a racing incident. 3 guys going for the win, but these cars, They are just driving terrible right now off of these
Nah.
exits of these corners.
Nah, they're driving good.
No, but I'm serious though. I mean, we've seen how many guys can be getting loose off the
contact
corner, but what a
again.
run! Oh, Darian, getting very aggressive.
He wants that win. He is doing everything he can. He wants to go back to back. Side by side, entering 3 and 4.
That's the thing to think about too, is that, remember, bonus points at the end of the season for the driver with the most wins on the season. Pasternak, he has got to win this race if he does not want Sloppy to pick up that extra point, because Sloppy, he has 5 out wins on the season. Pasternak only with 2.
I want to put up a quote.
He needs to win this race.
I want to put up a quote from Ken Squire. Grandma, put your teeth in your pocketbook for this one. Pasternak clears Darren Gilliam off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. A lap and a half to go here on the NOFSRL 200.
And he has done an amazing job driving it down to these corners. What he's going to do, he's going to do the same thing. Watch for it in turns 1 and 2. He's done an amazing job getting down to the 1 and 2. Pasternak has been terrible in 1 and 2.
Here we go. This time by the white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Presented by Black Flags Matter here at Fontana. Darren Gilliam to the inside. Gonna try and force
really
his way.
Loose.
Not gonna be able to make a stick though.
Guys, get together though. Just keep in mind we got Winvow in 3rd back there. DriveThrough in 4th. Here comes Darren. He's got the run. Look for the dive bomb right here.
Here he comes. Darren to the inside. Brendan Pasternak. Brian
Oh, and
Pasternak
he
blocks. Puts him in the grass. Darren slides up. Loses momentum. Unbelievable block by Brian Pasternak. All this does is gonna help him chase for a championship. Brian Pasternak wins here at Fontana in the NOFSRL 200. Wow. Unbelievable finish that was. Wow, and his win was fueled by, presented by Unloaded Cube 88. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a race that was. Unfortunately, we can't hear Cody Workman's excitement. But unbelievable
Now
finish.
you can hear me.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Me.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a finish that was. So, let's take a look now at the results from tonight's race. Joey Stone in utter disappointment for sure. He had the car to win. Let's look now at the unofficial results. So, Brian Pasternak, your race winner. 2nd place is Darren Gilliam. 3rd is Michael Costa Jr. 4th is DriveThrough. Nice recovery for him. Manages to go from 8th to 4th. 5th is Rusty Walrus. 6th is Dale Reynolds. 7th is Cody H Gaming. 8th is Joey Stone. And rounding out the field, well, technically, is Brendan Littell and Ed Soundhead. So, Ed Sound, I should say. So, unfortunately, we're not able to hear his Cody Workman's excitement from that finish. But thank you so much for tuning. Oh, okay, we got you now. Okay, any last thoughts from that race?
Like, well, here's the thing. I gotta go around 200 miles at Chicagoland right now. So that's gonna be like, oh my god. I'm so happy we got to see this race tonight. It was an amazing job. I mean, we have our 2 guys, the 2 best guys of the season so far, going for the championship. Oh, and meanwhile, you throw in last week's winner, legitimizing, how well he's been running here. May have been a little bit too aggressive at times, but dang, that was an amazing block by that one car at Pasternak.
That was.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you could hear me during that, but I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
The move that he pulled in that 25 car.
We couldn't hear you, but I feel like we knew what you were going through. What a fantastic. It was a slow progressing stage 1 and 2, but it was in a fantastic stage 3, and this is going to change a lot in the point standings with Joey Stone finishing 8th after what quite possibly could have been, I think, his 7th win of the season, and he could have gained more points on Brian Pasternak, but that was not meant to be. So, Cody, we're going to let you go. Get ready for your 200-mile race at the Chicagoland Speedway. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you. Hey, if you guys want to watch more racing, go Midnight Broadcasting Network. Shameless plug. Go ahead and watch that. That is going to be some wild racing there tonight. Sloppy, but for those Sloppy Joe fans who are upset that he didn't win tonight, me and him will be racing in this race coming up right now. Tune in, going to be a great show.
Absolutely. Well, from all of us here on Core on MDK, thank you guys so much for watching the NOFSRL 200 from the Fontana, or from Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California. Congratulations to Brian Pasternak, your winner here tonight in California. Next time we'll see you will be, I don't know, believe on Thursday or next Thursday. We're going to go short track racing, the 7/8 mile of a racetrack of the Iowa Speedway for the third to last race of the 2020 Season 2 Core League race. But until next time, my name is Chick Cross from Core on MDK. So long from Fontana. Congratulations to Brian Pasternak. He's your winner in the Auto Club Speedway NOFSRL 200.